Hey, what's up everybody? It's BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so I figured I'd do a therapy session since I woke up this morning feeling kind of different. Let's say different. If you guys watched my video this morning, I was in a very negative mood, but I tried to turn it into something very positive. That was my intention. I made a little I wish type of video where I was saying, I wish this was that way and this was that way. Didn't write anything down. It was just off the top of my head. It was actually how I felt at the time. And after I did that, took a little shower, did my little prayer thing, got out of there, started doing laundry, and I was upset in my shower. I was just, talking about how I was upset at various things going on in my life, wanted a little more help from family, wanted a little more support in this and that away, whatever, stuff that I was just going through, praying it out, getting it out of my system just in my own personal way. Got out the shower and started doing the laundry as I said I did, and checked my phone, and AMC was up 22%. So that was like something that kind of turned my attention from being extremely angry and dark to like being kind of like, I don't know, the transition from being so negative to seeing something so positive. It was like the best way I know how to describe it was something that just made me feel like rage. Honestly, it was rage that I felt, and I don't feel rage very often. Not in the sense that you want to hurt anybody or anything like that, but just like as if you've dunked on somebody's head or something like that, as if you've got a touchdown or something. That was the type of feeling that I had, like a triumphant type of rage, like I can't be stopped, but there's been tough times, stuff like that, whatever. It was that type of mindset. And from there, it turned into something else. I started taking pictures and put them on Instagram, just taking various photos and just trying to, do the selfie thing, trying to see what type of mood I can capture. I just started really doing different things, man. I decided to take the money, the little cash out money. Remember I was telling you guys about that, how I dwindled it down to like $50. Well, since it went up $22, it gave me about $64. So I just sold all of that crap, bought myself some of my very favorite wedding cake, Mary Jane, because I had been depraved of it for the last several days. And one of the reasons why I woke up this morning so negative is because I hadn't been smoking. So I had to go ahead and remedy that situation. And you know what? I just felt like, honestly, I really started to understand something about myself, and that is when I don't smoke, I become a bit more aggressive, manic. What it's turning into is making me realize all of the things that I had otherwise been suppressing, but in a different manner, in a way that wasn't as productive. And that's what I was understanding about how this morning was coming off. I woke up this morning on the wrong side of the bed, fussing about everything that I'm upset about, and then I started fussing about stuff that I hadn't been upset about in years. And the only reason why that stuff even came to mind is because I didn't have that mind-altering thing that otherwise puts me in positions to feel differently. So, I really started feeling real bad, guys, like want to quit bad. When I was in the shower, I was saying it. I'm like, man, I woke up this morning, I put the sheets over my head, and I was telling God, like, if this life is going to continue to be the way that it's been, I don't want to live it. Like, I was thinking some really negative thoughts, and it came to me that I needed to just get right back to what it is that makes me feel better. Go buy my damn weed, smoke a little of it, small increments, and just keep on doing it. Because at the end of the day, it is medication. You know what I mean? And obviously, I needed something. So I took it as that. It's just when you just feel like you get into a point where in your natural state of mind, you're not being productive, you're headed in a dark space, you got to try to remedy that in positive ways. One of the ways I decided to do it was art. You know what I mean? I haven't done that yet today, but it's one of the things that I've been working on. I showed you in previous videos. And woke up this morning, turned on some music. That was a big part of it. Left that part out. Put my headphones on and took pictures with the music in my ear, and it was creating all different types of vibes and things of that nature. So I think the music had a lot to do with how I was feeling and why. So yeah, man, that's what I've been doing. For the last 2 or 3 hours, I've been listening to playlists, two of my favorite playlists that I've made recently. Aggressive music, rap music, you know what I'm saying? Killer stuff, like that's the vibe. I'm just not necessarily feeling positive, I guess. But what I can say is, when I started taking pictures, I started taking some pictures I really like. Photos that I think I'm going to keep for forever. Photos that might be attached to different periods of my life. I think I snapped some photos today that will be attached to who I am. So I think when you find moments like that, you just got to take them. That's what I'm learning. whatever you're feeling, especially if it's extreme, there are ways to channel it into something that will be, it may even be timeless, depending on how you approach. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. As bad as I was feeling this morning, as negative as I'm willing to admit I felt, by the time I turn on this camera, I ain't feeling none of that right now. That's the most important part. I don't feel any of that right now. I feel great. I feel relaxed. I feel like, my decision to buy myself some weed, smoke a little bit of it, make me feel a little better. And most importantly, the music and the process of taking those photos, and getting all of that out of my system. Otherwise has made me get to a space where I couldn't see I didn't foresee I would be when I woke up this morning about 5 a.m. cussing and fussing and talking about wanting to leave the earth. I didn't think I would get to a point where middle of the day, I'm feeling good. I've done some things that make myself feel better about myself. I've done some things that otherwise would fight against that negativity, fight against that defeatist attitude, fight against that would fight against that otherwise counterproductive energy. And, I left another part out. I also erased a lot of what I had on Facebook, some of my old bios, my high school, all of that. I just erased everything on there. It was just time for a change. Put one of those pictures on there, a bold picture where I'm looking absolutely insane. I put those pictures up. Like, I just wanted to be bold today. I wanted people to understand that, I'm going through something right now. And in going through something, I'm going to come out of it bold. I'm going to come out of it loud. I'm going to come out of it making a statement, because that's ultimately what this is. The building of this channel, the building of this brand in terms of this musical playlist thing that's going to take off as I continue to add more offerings to it. BDF at Apple Music. And, I'm just going to continue to do this NBA thing as I see myself being able to, and just continue to pull through and bull through, because this has been one of the toughest years of my life. And I woke up this morning not wanting to live. And I've gotten to a point where I definitely want to live. And I know that things are not as they seem. And I know that things that I've been working on in terms of managing my mindset are working. You know what I mean? So it's now time to start putting those in motion, rather than allowing myself to ever fall victim to that mindset. You see what I'm saying? So when I turn on this camera, my intention is to always show you guys the good and the bad, but most importantly, that I'm trying to overcome it, that I'm trying to do what I need to do to win this battle. Because no matter how I feel, the one thing I don't want to do is lose. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to lose. Not in basketball, not in video games, not in anything that I do, any competition, including winning a battle against my very own mental health. I will not lose. And so that's my intention. That's my truth. And that's how I approach it. And that's why I'm winning. So it is what it is, man. When you feel that bad, I think you got that fire in you too. But part of that fire for me comes from, continuing to be intentional with good wishes for others, prayers, etc. So if it's always pointed inward, and if your intention is to make yourself better so that you can enjoy life only and not do anything for anybody else, as I said in previous videos about this type of topic, I just don't think that works. You have to have the intention of being better than who hurt you. You got to have the intention of being better than the person you were when you hurt others. You got to have the intention of being better than the person you were when you hurt yourself. You see what I'm saying? All those various negative things that we embark on, we have to try to evolve from those things. And if we're not evolving, then we're probably involving ourselves in the same old things over and over and over again. And it just becomes a cycle that wastes your time and ultimately makes you feel empty. And that's ultimately what it's about. So for me, it's like I have a formula, as I said, something that works for me, things that I'm starting to try that start to work. And now I'm starting to implement those. So I encourage you to do the same if you ever feel as dark as I did this morning, or as dark as I felt many, many times over. I think one of the reasons why I might have fell into a dark space is because of some of the things that I was talking about in my last therapy session. Some of the things that made me dig into my past and take a look at some things and start to feel some things. It's one of those situations where it's like I read something this morning that said healing is messy. Healing is very messy, but it's necessary. And that's exactly what this is. It's a healing process. I'm not only healing from things that happened to me recently, I'm healing from things that happened to me when I was developing. Do you see what I'm saying? And facing demons that otherwise I've suppressed deeply, And when those things rise to the surface or even approach surface, it can be volatile. And that's exactly what's happening here. You start looking in your childhood, you start thinking about who did what, who protected you, who didn't. You know, you start looking into your past, you start seeing regrets, things that you could have did better, or things that you could have done to help others and you didn't. You know, stuff like that, and you start really going dark. And I think a lot of that is what I was feeling to start my day, to couple with the other issues that are financial. But even as I said this morning to myself, you know, if I could be in this position where someone drops a bag of money at my doorstep, you know what I mean? And what I know I would do is take that money, improve my life, but still have the same issues. You know, if I don't approach those issues with the intent of helping myself, I'll just wake up in a bigger bed, just as unhappy. I'll wake up in a better surroundings with the same negative feelings of who didn't do what and me not doing enough. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't come with money. That don't come with accomplishments. That don't come with wins even. It just comes with an inner peace of forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others, for which a lot of us don't seek anymore because we're too busy trying to get revenge, too busy trying to get one up on somebody, too busy trying to live up to other people's expectations and other people's standards and various things. As I grow older and more interested in the various things that I'm into, such as doing this channel, I'm trying to make it a point to not ask people for money, nickel and dime you or what have you, put too much of an emphasis on my numbers and how well, you know, this channel is necessarily doing from that standpoint. Because something came to me this morning in the shower, said something along the lines of, if 10,000 people are watching you fail, or 10 million people are watching you fail, is that really better than 3 people watching you succeed? I mean, if you value vision and you value people watching you, that definitely is. But if you value being good at what you do, and you value being authentic, and you value being impactful, then you could be talking to 10 million people and all they're going to do is laugh at you, walk away from you without getting anything from you. But if you say something impactful to those 3 people, they can take that message to 10 million others with their voices and deliver it in a way you never could. That may be my purpose. Maybe that's my purpose, to just plant the seed in the mind who can reach those who can. You see what I'm saying? It has to be bigger than yourself. So as I sit here and I go through what I go through, that's one of the things that keeps me going. It's believing that I can spark the mind that can spark the mind that can spark the mind. I don't need to be the one that gets the exhaustion, because a lot that comes with that I probably don't even want. Now, if it's pushed upon me or if it's placed upon me, given to me, I'll take it. But that can't be the purpose. It can't be just to put a crown on my head. Because whether I wear a crown or I wear a hat, either way, when it's over, I'm dead. What has to move on is the seeds that we plant in the practices of overcoming my brain in my case, or practices of making money in your case, or practices of teaching people how to be a better father or a better mother or a better professional, better whatever your lane is organically. That's what's going to matter. That others can take that from you and carry it into new lives and new generations and new times. That's what I'm here to do. Spark the mind, spark the mind, spark the mind. And if I happen to get a little shine, I just hope it doesn't make me go blind. My name is BDF 44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.